Hi everyone, I'm Upasana Mishra and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Funda. In today's class, we are going to discuss about relative motion and graphs. Okay, it is a part of the topic of motion along a straight line. So let's begin. We have already discussed about relative velocity. That is, the relative velocity of body A with respect to B is the velocity of A minus velocity of B. So similarly, the relative acceleration. So what will be the formula for relative acceleration? Of A with respect to B, it will be equal to, it is written as like this, A with respect to B is equal to acceleration of A minus acceleration of B. Okay, so this is the relative acceleration of A with respect to B. This you have to remember. It is similar to the relative velocity of air with respect to v, that is va minus vb. So it is acceleration of a minus acceleration. Similar concept. So we will do a question related to relative uh, motion, and there is a little trick to be applied while solving the questions of relative motion, and so that trick will help you solve the questions very easily. So here is a small question. So this is body A and it is moving with a speed of 20 meter per second, and here is, and the distance is 1000 meter, and here is a body B which is moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second, same direction. So what is the time taken for this to meet? Time taken to meet. Okay, so you may pause the video and solve this question. Okay, so the answer to this question is, there are various ways to approach this question, but we will approach this question with the help of relative velocity. So what is the meaning of relative velocity or relative acceleration? So what is the meaning of acceleration of A with respect to B? The meaning of acceleration of A with respect to B means that if I sit on A, that is, if I find the velocity of A with respect to B, that is, I sit on B, sorry. If I sit on B, because I have to find the velocity of A, so if I sit on B, then for me, where I am sitting on the B, on the body B, for me, what will be the velocity of A? Okay, that means if I am sitting on B, that means for me, B is at rest. So another way of telling is that if I stop B at this position, okay, if I stop B, then for B, what will be the velocity of A? That is the meaning of relative velocity of A with respect to B. This trick is used only while solving the questions of relative velocity or relative acceleration. So that means that if I sit on B or if I stop B, then what will be the velocity of A with respect to B? Okay, so that is, we are solving the question with respect to B. Okay, we are solving the question from, actually, when we are solving it like this in the normal way, that means we are seeing both A and B from the ground. Okay, we are seeing from the ground frame. But when I say that we are telling the relative velocity of A with respect to B, that means we are seeing the whole situation from B, from B's point of view. Okay, we are seeing it from the reference that is B. So we are sitting on B. That means for us B is at rest and we are solving the question. So B cannot always means whether we solve it with respect to B or with respect to ground or anywhere, the meaning of time will always be same. Okay, the time doesn't change with respect to anything. The time will be always same. That is constant. So that thing we have to use. That the time is same for whatever frame we choose. That we see it from the ground frame or we use relative velocity, that is the relative velocity of a with respect to v, the time will be same. So this thing we have to remember, and that time we are going to use in both the frames. Okay, with if we use relative velocity or we don't use relative velocity, always we know that time is same. Okay, so yeah, so we will now reduce this question, that is we will find the relative velocity of A with respect to B, and for that this new situation will arise, that we will assume that B is at rest because we are finding with respect to B, so we will assume that B is at rest. That is, we are seeing from B's point of view. So, so this is 1000 meter, and for B, what will be the velocity of A? So it will be VA, velocity of A minus velocity of B. Both are in the same direction. So it will be just 20 minus plus 20, plus 20 minus plus 10. Because I am taking plus sign here because both are in the rightward direction, that is in the positive direction. So it will be equal to 10 meter per second. Okay, so it will be equal to 10 meter per second in the rightward direction. This is also positive, so it is in the rightward direction. So for B, the new situation will be A is moving at the speed of 10 meter per second towards the right, and B is at rest. So this question we have uh, reduced to a simpler version. Okay, this question has been reduced to a simpler uh, thing. So now what is the time taken to meet? Okay, so now B is at rest. A is moving towards B with 10 meter per second, and the distance between them is 1000 meter. So simple. So what at what time they will meet? They will meet when A covers 1000 meters. Simple. You can see it from the diagram itself. So what will be the time? So it will be 1000 by 10. That is 1000 divided by 10. That is equal to 100 seconds. Okay. So after 100 seconds, both the bodies will meet. So this we have solved using relative uh, motion. So, so what is the actual thing that is happening? So we will see it by using the answers just to verify that if we have done right or wrong. Okay. So after 100 seconds, so here is initially here A was here, B was here. The distance between them was 1000 meter, and it was moving with 10 meter per second. This was our question with 20 meter per second. Now we are seeing what happens after 100 seconds. So after 100 seconds, B must have moved 100 into 10, that is 1000 meter. Okay. So after 100 seconds, B must have moved 1000 meters. After 100 seconds, A must have moved 100 into 20. Okay, so that is 2000 meters. So from here, A is initially here. From here, A must have moved 2000 meters. So this is 2000 meters. So as you can see that at this point, that is after 100 seconds, both A and B will meet. Okay. So this is what is happening in this question. So the answer we found out using relative motion is same as the answer that we are seeing without using relative motion. Okay, so let's move to next question. So the question is, two trains A and B of length 400 meter each, A and B of trains of length 400 meter each, are moving on parallel tracks with uniform velocity of 72 km per hour. So they are moving on parallel tracks with velocity of 74 km per hour in same direction, with A ahead of B. Okay, A is ahead of B. The driver B decides to overtake A, and B just and accelerates by 1 meter per second square. Okay, so as B is behind A, so what B decides, that B decides to overtake A, and for that it accelerates with a acceleration of 1 meter per second square. Okay, so the acceleration of B is 1 meter per second square. If after 50 seconds the guard of B just brushes past the driver of A, what is the original distance between A and B? So what it is asking, that after 50 seconds, B brushes past A. Okay, the guard of B means B overtakes A. So what is the distance between A and B? So this is the whole question. I have given you all the data. So you may pause the video and solve this question. Okay, so the answer to this question is, so first we will diagrammatically represent the situation. Okay, what is the situation happening here? So if this is B and this is A, these are two trains. Okay, this is 400 meter, this is also 400 meter, and this is D. This distance is D. Okay, so what happens is that after 50 seconds, so this B is moving with 1 meter per second square acceleration, and A is moving with 72 kilometer per hour. If we will convert it into meter per second, it will be 72 into 5 by 18. So it will be 20 meter per second. Okay. So B is also moving with 20 meter per second. And B also has an acceleration, whereas A doesn't have an acceleration. So after 50 seconds, B is overtaking A. Okay. So what is the meaning of that? That means after 50 seconds, if here after 50 seconds, the situation is, if here A is there and B will be in this position. Okay. So that means the driver of A and the guard of B will be at the same position. Okay, the last part of B and the first part of A. That is the meaning of B overtaking A. Okay. So for solving this question, we will use relative motion. Okay. So as you can see that both A and B have the same velocity. So relative velocity of B with respect to A is 0. Okay. Relative velocity of B with respect to A, that is 20 minus 20, that is 0. And what is the relative acceleration of B with respect to A? it is equal to 1 meter per second minus 0, that is b minus a, that is 1 meter per second minus 0, that is 1 meter per second square. Okay. 1 meter per second square minus 0, that is 1 meter per second square. And so this is the situation. So if we will convert this question into the relative, that is the relative motion of B with respect to A, then we will assume that, let us say this is the whole distance, that means this, so this is the distance that B has to cover to overtake A. Okay, this is the distance. So we are representing it here. This is the distance, and initially, and we are stopping this here, this A, let us assume it is a point. Okay, so here is A, this is 400 already there, this is 400. The middle distance is D. Okay, so this is 400, 400 plus 400 plus D, so this is 800 plus D. Okay, this is the whole distance, this whole distance is 800 plus D, so this is also 800 plus D. Okay, this is the whole distance, and this B have to cover this distance. Okay, B has to cover this 800 plus D distance to overtake A. And as we are stopping A, and that is we are finding the relative velocity of B with respect to A, so initial velocity is 0 and acceleration is 1 meter per second square. So this whole situation of the question has been reduced to a similar situation, that is when A is at, let us assume that A is at rest, the distance between B and A is 800 plus D meter, and B is moving with 1 meter per second square, and A doesn't have any acceleration. This is the situation when I am talking, when I have reduced it in the point of view of A. That is, if I reduce this question to the point of view of A, that means A is at rest and B is has an initial velocity of 0, that is because we have found the relative velocity 20 minus 20 0, and it has a acceleration of 1 meter per second square. As with respect to A, the acceleration of B, that is 1 meter per second square, and the distance between them is 800 plus D, because we are only concerned that B is going to overtake A, and for that it has to cover the whole distance. As you can see here, this distance here, this all distance it has to cover to overtake A. Okay, so this is the similar situation. So now what we have to find is that when this point, this that is that I have reduced it to this point, reaches here. Okay, so simple, it is 1 meter per second square and initial velocity is 0. So we will apply the formula, that is s equal to ut plus half it square. So it's s equal to u is 0. Okay, ut plus half, acceleration is 1 meter per second. Just focus on this simplified situation of 1 meter per second square into time, it is 50 seconds. Okay, we already know that after 50 seconds B overtakes A. Okay, so it will be 50 square, 50 plus half it square, so which will be equal to 1250. So 800 plus D, that is the whole distance, this whole distance I am talking about, this whole distance, that is 800 plus D is equal to 1250. So D equal to 450. So this, now we have found out that this D equal to 450. Okay. So what is the total distance, that is between this point and this point, that is asked in the question. Okay, these 2 points, this and this. So it will be 450 plus 400 plus 400, that will be equal to 1250. So the answer is, so this whole distance is 1250. So this is our answer. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about graph. Okay. So before discussing about graph, first we have to define something, that is slope. So if this is this is the x-axis, sorry, this is the coordinate, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, and I am drawing a line. Say this one. Okay, this is the line. So what is the slope of this line? The slope of this line means, so if I take, this is the dotted line. So this is the change in y. Okay, so from this point I am going to this point on this line. Okay, this is the point, and from here I am going to this point. So what is the change in the y-axis? So this is, let us represent it as delta y. We are what is the change in x-axis? Means x coordinate. We are shifting it. So let it be delta x. Okay, so the change in y-axis, when I am moving from this point to this point, the change in y is delta y. It is represented here, and change in x is delta x. Okay. So this ratio, that is delta y by delta x, is equal to slope of the line. Okay. So you may ask that as we have shifted from this let it be point A to point B, what if we shift from point, say, D to point E? Let Here is the point E. So what will happen if I shift from D to E? Will the slope be equal to delta y by delta s, or it will be different? So let us see what will happen. So here we are shifting from point D to point D. This is the point D and this is the point E. So let it be delta y dash and delta x dash. So what is what we can say that delta y by delta x is equal to delta y dash by delta x dash, and is equal to the shift between any 2 points on the line. Okay, why this is so? Because it is a concept of trigonometry. Okay, you can see that if this angle is theta, then this angle is also theta, and similarly this angle is also theta. So all the angle, as it is a straight line, every angle is theta. That is why the change in y by change in x is always constant, and that is equal to delta y by delta x, and that is equal to tan theta. This is a concept of trigonometry. If you know trigonometry, then you can say that it is equal to tan theta. Okay, that is just uh, the way we represent the slope. Okay, so this is the whole concept of slope. So here I have defined the slope of a line. So what will be the slope of a curve? Okay, so what will be the slope of a curve? So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and if I draw something like this, okay, so for this curve, the slope is different at every point of the curve. Okay, so let this point be A, this point be B, this point be C. So the slope is different at all the points. And how we are going to find the slope? We are going to draw a tangent at this point. So let we draw a tangent at A. Okay, so this tangent is a line. So as we have defined the slope of a line, let it be theta. It is tan theta or delta y by delta x. Okay, so this is the slope at point A. Similarly for point B, if I draw a tangent at point B, and then we have to then we can find the slope of this line. The tangent is a line, so similarly for every point of the curve we can draw a tangent at that point and we can find the slope at that point. Okay, so simple. So now we know how to find relate the slope of a curve to that of a line. Just we have to draw the tangent, that's it. So what is the so now we'll learn a little bit more about slope. So if I draw this line, you can see that this angle that this line is making with the x-axis, this is an acute angle that is less than 90 degree, that is 0 between 0 to 90 degree, that is acute. So this angle is acute, so here slope is positive. Okay, so if the line makes an acute angle with the x-axis, then the slope is positive. Okay, similarly if I say that this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, and if I'm drawing a line like this, okay, this is the line, so you can see that the angle, sorry, let me draw it again. So the angle that this line makes with say alpha, this angle that it makes with the x-axis is obtuse angle, that is it is greater than 90 degree, so the slope is negative. Okay, so this you have to remember. If the line makes acute angle with x-axis, then the slope is positive. If it makes obtuse angle, then the slope is negative. This all concepts we are going to use in when we are going to discuss about the position time graph, the velocity time graph. So this you have to remember and you have to know. Okay, so now we will study about when a line changes its slope. Okay, if we shift a line from one angle to another with the x-axis, then how the slope will change, that is if it will increase or decrease or what will happen to it. So let's see this. So if there is a line like this, okay, it is making some angle with the say alpha with the x-axis, and slowly the line is like it is becoming straight, it is going to this position, then it is slowly going to this position, like this it is moving. Okay, so from here the line is moving to this position, and from this the straight position it is again moving to the last position. Okay, so what is the motion? So it is going from the angle it is making, that is alpha. This alpha is changing from 0 to 90 degree, 0 to 90 degree, then from 90 degree to 180 degree. So this line is like this, it is going straight, then it is going like this. Okay, this is the motion. So from 0 to 90 degree, this you have to remember, 0 degree to 90 degree, slope is increasing. That is, if I say the line is in this position, it is going from here to here. So that means the slope of the line is increasing. Okay. And from 90 degree to 180 degree, 90 degree to 180 degree, the slope is decreasing. So if the line moves from 90 degree to 180 degree like this, so the slope is decreasing. Okay, from here it is increasing, from here like this it is decreasing. So there is a trick to see where the slope is increasing or decreasing. Okay, you don't have to always connect that it is 0 to 90 degree or 90 to 180 degree. There is a trick. So if I say that it is a curve, this is the curve. Now I have to tell that if the slope is decreasing or increasing. So every point has a different slope. This is the tangent, this is the tangent, this is the tangent. So I have to say that if those tangents, the slope is increasing or it is decreasing. So for that, what I will do that for drawing the tangent, first I will keep my pen like this. Means if any graph you are given, any curve, then how you can tell that the slope is decreasing or increasing. So first we have to keep the pen at the initial point. So you can see that my pen is initially straight, little straight. Okay. When I move to another point and find the tangent, my pen is moving a little bit, means it is sloping a little bit. Okay. And similarly, you can see that it is becoming, and finally it is becoming horizontal. Okay. From little vertical, it is slowly becoming horizontal. My pen. Okay. So this thing you have to do when you see a graph. Okay. So first you have to keep the pen like this, and you can see that the pen is finally becoming horizontal. That means if from a little bit vertical position your pen is changing to a horizontal position, that means for that graph the slope is decreasing. Okay, so in this graph, sorry, the slope is decreasing. Okay, so this is the way you can check. Okay, so also if you use the trick that is from 0 to 90 degree the slope is decreasing, if I see like that, then you can see that initially the line has a this angle with the, let's say, theta with the x-axis, and and this line, this new line, if I see that this tangent to the curve, this angle, it is less than, a little less than this angle. So this alpha is less than theta, and finally this line has 0 degree. Okay, it is making 0 angle with. So you can see that line is from say 40 degree, it is going to 30 degree, means the angle is decreasing. So it is angle is decreasing from say somewhere near 90 degree towards 0 degree. So from 90 to 0, that means it is decreasing. Okay, so from here you can see that from 0 to 90 slope is increasing. So from 90 to 0 slope is decreasing. So from here also, from this thing also, we can say that the slope is slowly decreasing. So how I am finding the slope? I am seeing the tangent at every point of the curve. Okay, that is the way I am finding the slope. And from that, those tangents, I am saying that if the slope is decreasing or increasing. Okay, so here the slope is decreasing. So how you are going to find your? So you have to keep your pen like this. If from the little bit vertical position it is going to the horizontal, that means the slope is decreasing. And so again we are going to draw another graph. This is the graph. So now you have to tell me about the slope. Take this as a question. Tell me about the slope. It is increasing or decreasing, or what is the sign of the slope at every point. You have to tell me about this graph. So you may pause the video and think. Okay. So you can see that initially my line was here. The tangent to this curve was here. Slowly it is going here, and finally it is going little bit vertical. So from the 0 degree, means initially the uh, line, the tangent has a zero, is making angle 0 degree with the x-axis. So from 0 degree, the angle that the line, the tangent is making is slowly increasing. So from 0 to 90 degree, that means the slope is increasing. Slope is increasing. So how can I find this? By just moving my pen. So you can see that at the final point, you have to first keep your pen at the initial point. So this is the initial point. So you have to keep your pen like this. And you can see that from a horizontal position, the pen is moving like this. If I put it here, at this point I am putting, the pen is in the horizontal direction. If I put the pen at this point, you can see that the slope is like this, the pen is like this. That means it is becoming little bit vertical. And if I put it somewhere here, see this point, if I put it here, then it is a little bit vertical. And finally it will become completely vertical. That is another point. So you can see that from initially from a horizontal position, the pen is little bit becoming straight and straight. So that means if the pen is becoming straight, that means the slope is increasing. And if the pen is becoming flat, that is touching, becoming horizontal, that means the slope is decreasing. This is only the concept. You can see just by looking at the graph, you can see how my pen is moving, and from that you can know that slope is increasing or decreasing. This is a simple trick, so you can find about the slope very easily. Okay, you can use this trick whenever you see a curve. Whenever I'm asking you about the slope of the curve, then you can use your pen and you can solve this question. So let's see another curve and tell about the slope. Okay, so if this is the curve. Okay, so you have to tell me about the slope. And the slope of the tangents, it is increasing or decreasing, whatever. So you have to pause the video and think about the answer. So you can see that initially the line is here, the tangent is like this, and it is like this at another point, and finally it is becoming like this horizontal. That means initially the angle was somewhere means obtuse angle, it was making this angle, and slowly the angle is increasing. That is from, let's say it is 120 degree, then it is becoming 130 degree, 140 degree, and finally it is becoming 180 degree. Okay, that means it is the angle is moving from somewhere near 90 degree towards 180 degree. So from 90 degree to 180 degree, we know that slope is decreasing. If line moves from 90 degree to 180 degree, slope is decreasing. So here slope is decreasing. So again, I am going to use my pen to for easier calculation, easier. So if I put my pen at this point, you can see that it is making, it is little bit means near the vertical. Okay, near the vertical. This is vertical and it is near the vertical, and slowly the pen is becoming flat. It is finally it is horizontal. Okay, from this point you can see at, if I say at this point, the pen is like this, and finally at the last point, say here, the pen has become horizontal. So from vertical it is becoming horizontal, that means the slope is decreasing. So whenever the pen becomes vertical, slowly it becomes vertical, that means from this becomes vertical, that means the slope is increasing, and if the pen becomes horizontal, then the slope is decreasing. Okay, this is the simple trick. Pen becomes vertical, slowly becomes vertical, that means the slope is increasing. Pen becomes horizontal, that means slope is decreasing. This is an easier way to know when the slope is increasing or decreasing. So whatever we have learned before few minutes, that we are going to use to for the various graphs of physics, and that is motion along a straight line. So first we have to discuss about position time graph. Okay. So what is the position time graph? So this is the position. Okay, position is represented as x. Don't be confused that it is not, it is the y-axis, but the position. So and it is position. So it is, and represented it as x position. and this is time. Okay, this is the position time graph. So this is how I write the coordinates of a position time graph, and the graph can be anywhere. This is the line, or it can be a curve like this. So this is the how I represent position time graph. So the slope of the any curve or line on the position time graph gives the velocity. Okay, the slope of position time graph gives velocity. Gives velocity. So why this is so? You know that the slope means change in y-axis by change in x-axis. Here y-axis is position. You can see that here y-axis represents the position and x-axis represents the time. So change in y-axis by change in x-axis equal to change in position. Here in this position time graph is equal to change in position by change in time, and we already know that change in position by change in time is the velocity. So this is equal to velocity. So, so now we know the reason why the slope of position time graph gives velocity. Okay. So now we will draw few position time graphs. Okay. So if the position time graph, xt graph, if it is like this, what does it mean? So you can see that the slope at every point, see here, let's say this is the point A, this is the point B. Slope at every point is 0. This flat horizontal line, so it is 0. So the slope is 0. So at point A, point B, every point the slope is 0. That means the velocity equal to 0 at all points. 0 always. That means the body is at rest. So this graph represents that if body that is at rest, it is the position time graph of that body will be like this. It will be a horizontal line parallel to the time axis. Okay. So what happens if the position time graph is like this? Okay. If this is the position time graph, don't extend it here because time cannot be negative. Don't represent time in the negative. Okay. So if this is the position time graph, then what is the body doing and what about the velocity? So you can see that it is a straight line. So at every point the slope is same. Okay, at this point the slope is same, this point the slope is same. That means the slope is constant. That means velocity constant. Okay, so that means the body is moving with a constant velocity. If the body is moving with a constant velocity, then the position time graph will be a straight line. That is making some angle with the time axis. Okay. So how can we find means the velocity? If say this is theta, then tan theta will give you the value of the velocity. Okay, tan of theta, that is delta y by delta x, as I have told you earlier about the slope. Okay, so what will happen if the position time graph is like this? So this is the position time graph. So here we have to tell about velocity. So you may pause the video and think about the velocity. Whatever I have told you earlier about the sign of slope, about the increasing and or decreasing of the slope, you can use all that. Just in place of slope, you have to think that it is velocity. Okay, because the slope of the position time graph gives velocity. Okay, so you can see that this initially this is the slope. Slowly the slope is increasing from this position horizontal, the plane is becoming vertical. That means the slope is increasing. That means velocity is increasing. That means velocity. Slope represents velocity in position time graph. So velocity is increasing. So velocity is not constant. So whenever you see that the position time graph is a curve, that means the velocity is not constant, and in this case the velocity is increasing because the pen is becoming vertical, that is the slope is increasing. So you can see that as the body is accelerating. So if the initial velocity was 0 because the slope was 0, so if this is the body, slowly the speed of the body is increasing, and so the acceleration is in this direction, that is the positive acceleration, because the velocity, the sign of the slope is positive. That means the velocity has a positive direction. The sign of the slope, that is the sign of the velocity, that is positive. So here the velocity is positive and it is increasing. That means the acceleration is in the positive direction. Okay, so in this direction the velocity is increasing. That means acceleration is also in this direction. Okay, in the positive direction. So we will draw another graph for position time. So let us say this is the graph. So you may pause the video and think about what is happening to the velocity. So you can see that initially the slope is here and the final slope is this one. So you can see that the pen is becoming vertical. That means the slope is increasing. That means velocity is increasing. But what is the difference is that you can see that this angle, this line, if I say this line, it is making a obtuse angle with the time axis. That means the velocity is negative. That means the velocity is in the negative direction. The slope represents the velocity. That means the velocity is negative as slope is negative. And also the pen is becoming vertical. That means slope is increasing. That means the velocity is increasing. So velocity is negative and also velocity is increasing. From this graph I can say, so this is the graph. Let me draw it again. From this graph of position time, I can say that the velocity is negative and the velocity is increasing. That means initially the velocity was 0. If this one is a little flat, then initially the velocity was 0. That means let's say initial equal to 0 and the velocity is increasing. So you can say that, let's say it is equal to 20 meter per second. So you can see that the velocity is increasing and also it is in the negative direction. That means acceleration should also be in the negative direction. As the magnitude of velocity is increasing, that means the acceleration and velocity will be in the same direction. That I have told you earlier already, that if the speed is increasing, that means the acceleration and velocity is in the same direction. And here velocity is in the negative direction. That means acceleration is also in the negative direction. So this is the acceleration. So, from this position time graph, I can say that the acceleration is negative and the velocity is increasing in the negative direction. So acceleration is in the negative direction. So this is all about position time graph. So now we will discuss about velocity time graph. Okay, so this is how we represent the velocity time graph. This is velocity, this is represented as v, and this is time. Slope of the velocity time graph gives acceleration, similar to the position time graph. Slope of position time graph gives velocity, slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration. Slope, acceleration. So we will draw a few graphs. So if the VT graph is like this, so you can think that think about the acceleration. So you can see that at every point the slope is 0. At this point, that means the slope represents acceleration. That means the acceleration is 0. Acceleration is equal to 0. That means the body is having a constant velocity. Say if this is written 30 meter per second, that means the body is moving at a constant velocity of 30 meter per second. Okay, it is not, the speed is not increasing, neither it is decreasing. Okay, it is moving constantly at the same velocity. This is the meaning of velocity time graph. So if the uh, the velocity time graph is a line parallel to the time axis, that means the velocity is constant and it is moving with a constant velocity and acceleration 0. Simple. Similarly, if I say VT graph and if this is like this, that means you can see at every point the slope is constant, but it is not equal to 0. It is having some finite slope. That means the acceleration is 0. Acceleration is acceleration is constant actually. Acceleration is constant. In first case, the acceleration is 0. Here, acceleration is constant, and the velocity is slowly increasing. So here, if the velocity is 20, here it will be 30. Like that, the velocity will increase. So if it is a straight line making some angle with the time axis, that means the acceleration is constant and the velocity is increasing. Simple. And what about this graph? This is the VT graph. So what is happening here? You can see that the slope is not constant. See, at this point the slope is something and here it is something. And the slope is slowly increasing. So acceleration is not constant and acceleration is increasing. Acceleration means slope here in VT graph. So acceleration is increasing. So another thing about the VT graph is that the area under the VT graph gives displacement. So if this is the area, this area will give displacement. Similarly, if I say from 0 to say 3 seconds, if this is 3 seconds, what is the displacement? Calculate from the VT graph, then you have to just find this area. And for this graph also, you have to find this area. And for a curved graph, find the area, you have to use integration. Okay. If you know calculus, then you can easily find, say it is 3 seconds, it is 20, and if I know the formula of this graph, say y equal to x square or something, then you can easily find the displacement, that is the area under this graph. Okay, simple. So this was it for this class, and in the next class we will solve some very interesting questions of motion along a straight line, and then we will wind up the chapter. So till then, bye.